Hello you, and welcome to the empowering course on managing anxieties and worries. If you haven't listened to the introduction, I'm Andrew Neel and I will be your instructor for the next few days. From understanding the roots of anxiety to learning how to feel better faster, this course will guide you through your personal journey. You will uncover the mechanisms of anxiety, gain insights on differentiating between anxiety disorders and normal anxious moments, and discover how healthy habits can make a significant difference. So, expect a comprehensive step-by-step guide that will not only educate you about the nature of anxiety, but also equip you with practical tools and strategies. So let's embark on this journey together for a calmer and more peaceful you, and let's deep dive with day 1. On day 1, you will understand and address your anxieties. And there are 3 main points on day 1. Number 1, understand the biological background of anxiety. Number 2, recognize and differentiate between anxiety disorders and normal anxious moments. And number 3, evaluate your own anxiety and its symptoms. So, have you ever felt overwhelmed before a social occasion? Does giving you a presentation at work also give you dread? Are you sometimes full of anxiety with no real cause, even in the middle of a good day? Well, the good news is, you are not alone. Anxiety is one of the most common mental health disorders worldwide. Globally, around 310 million people worldwide are affected by an anxiety disorder. And its symptoms range from annoying to debilitating, and it can make a profound impact upon your life. But first, let's talk about anxiety disorder. What is it? According to the World Health Organization, anxiety disorders are characterized by excessive fear and worry and related behavioral disturbances. And because of that spectrum of symptoms that we mentioned, from irritating to debilitating, an anxiety disorder can lead to significant distress and functionality impairment. And there are several types of anxiety disorders which have specific characteristics, including generalized anxiety disorder, characterized by excessive worry. Then you have panic disorder, characterized by panic attacks. Then you have social anxiety disorder, characterized by excessive fear and worry in social situations. And then you have separation anxiety disorder, characterized by excessive fear or anxiety about separation from those individuals to whom the person has a deep emotional bond. But anxiety exists on a spectrum, and it's very normal to feel anxious moments. And this doesn't mean that you have a disorder. Instead, it's good to get curious about managing your own anxiety symptoms. So this is why we will explore what anxiety feels like and where it comes from. So, why does everything feel like an emergency? Believe it or not, anxiety is your body and mind working together to try and keep you safe. Every time you get anxious, it's because you are facing a threat and your body is telling you, "Don't worry, I'll protect you." When anxiety rears its head, we release the hormones adrenaline and cortisol. And these hormones prepare us to fight or flight, which is our natural instinct that came in handy when we were confronted with a big pre-modern threat like a wild animal or an aggressive stranger. And our body wants us to experience this fear quickly, then process it, and then run. And that improves our chance of survival. But you are less likely to come across a wild animal today, right? But sometimes your brain can't distinguish between genuine threats to your survival. Oh my god, there's a shark! And a non-life-threatening concern. What if I don't know anyone at this party? And that's when anxiety kicks up a gear and might even be unhelpful. The fight or flight feeling. When you are experiencing it, you might have some symptoms such as feeling nervous and helpless, a sense of panic or danger, an increased heart rate, sweating, faster breathing, trembling in arms, hands and legs, and most of the time, racing thoughts. So, let's teach your body that it's safe. The level of anxiety and symptoms that you are feeling might not match the severity of the situation, and you can work to reconcile the level of anxiety with the severity of the situation. And you'll do this by building long-term resources and routines which create an unshakable sense of inner safety. And even by doing so, your body can still jump into anxiety gear to save you in busy traffic, or if a lion crosses your path after all. So which symptoms of anxiety do you experience? Like I always say, knowledge is power. The more you know about your anxiety, the more you'll be able to recognize your own symptoms and then build resources on dealing with them. So let's get started. Let's start with the physical symptoms. Which physical symptoms do you experience when feeling anxious? So simply write down the ones that you are experiencing, and by doing so, you will become aware of them. So let me give you some examples. Maybe you might recognize yourself. Fast or skipping heartbeats, sweating, shivering, blushing, urge to urinate, tingling sensations, numb fingers or toes, increased muscle tension, maybe some nausea, weakness, chest tightness, feeling faint, or maybe other symptoms. Then you have the fear-based thinking. So, which of the following thoughts are likely to cross your mind? Oh, this is terrible. I can't stand it. I'm going to faint. Oh, I'm going to die. I'm losing my mind. I'm all alone. I have no control here. I'm helpless. I'll never make it. I'm incapable. Nobody will help me. I'll embarrass myself. Or maybe you have other thoughts? And finally, let's talk about avoidance behaviors. Which behaviors do you typically practice to avoid anxiety? So it could be drinking alcohol, avoiding social situations, avoiding anxiety-inducing spaces, like public transport, for example. Take a moment to think about these behaviors. These behaviors are your current strategies for managing anxiety, but they are probably not working exactly how you'd like them to. For example, drinking alcohol might make you feel more comfortable in a social setting, but if you wake up the next morning embarrassed about something that you did or with foggy memories of the night before, that will only increase your anxiety. If you avoid public transport or social situations because of your anxiety, you are limiting your life unnecessarily. Often, the coping strategies that we reach for instinctively make our life smaller and not easier. So, take a moment to think about and plan some strategies that would allow you to do what you love without your anxiety limiting you. So, what else could you do? For example, you could practice slow breathing or observational techniques, like taking a moment to notice 5 blue things in your environment, for example. And once you have done your list, you keep that list close to you, in your wallet or by your front door or next to your bed, so that you can check it regularly. You will need time and practice to feel the results, so don't give up, alright? Now let's talk about the difference between severe anxiety and feeling anxious. Anxiety is your body's reaction to stress. And it's normal and natural to feel anxious when you are driving on a busy motorway, for example, or walking home alone at night. It's your body's way of keeping you alert and prepared to react to danger. But severe anxiety disorder is persistent, over the top, and hard to control. Severe anxiety, which might even lead to an anxiety diagnosis, is characterized by excessive feelings of anxiety that make it hard for you to function normally. With regular anxiety, if you remove the stresses, you normally feel okay again. After you've had fun at the party, you're no longer anxious about being there. But anxiety disorders do not realize the stressor has disappeared. A state of high anxiety persists. And you might also worry about stresses that haven't actually arrived. For example, becoming convinced that someone you love is going to die, even if they are perfectly healthy. You feel excessive worry all day, and you have intrusive thoughts about their death that keep popping into your head. If you're still not sure about the difference between severe anxiety and feeling anxious, try asking yourself some of these questions. Is your anxiety interfering with your daily life, like work, school, relationships, or even your social life? Have your symptoms been present much of the time for weeks, for months, or for longer? Do you have significant problems with concentration? Are you experiencing panic attacks? Do you have significant trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? If you answer yes to any of these questions, you are experiencing more severe anxiety. So in the next section, we will explore where you can seek help. As we wrap up day 1, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned about understanding and addressing your anxieties. And remember, knowledge is power here. And recognizing your symptoms is the first step in managing anxiety. And as we move into day 2 of this course, we will be focusing on how to find immediate relief from anxiety. So get ready to explore quick and effective strategies to soothe and calm yourself when anxiety strikes. Also, feel free to share the type of anxiety that you are experiencing and what you are doing to this day to gain relief. I'll be honored to read your comments in a section of this episode, and I will see you in day 2. Bye for now.